Billy back here, talking to you about Magic the Gathering. Now, I'm doing this video a little different. This is with my phone. Reason I wanted to talk real quick, I'm getting ready to open some packs on the channel. You'll get to see that video probably tomorrow morning. Anyways, so I ordered a set box of Strixhaven Magic the Gathering, which comes with 30 packs, and we pulled a few good things. And I also want to talk about support your local game store whenever you can. I know if some people you don't have that option, maybe the local game store is 50 miles away and your closest place is your local retail. That's fine, do what you have to do. Here are some cards that I pulled from the Strixhaven set box. So we have Natural Order. Nice little card there. As an additional cost to cast a spell, sacrifice a green creature, search your library for a green creature card, put it on the battlefield, then shuffle. I went back and forth about whether to put this into my deck. I'm actually going to build a deck for each set from now on, and I didn't put it in there because it was 2-color deck, so I felt like it's a side deck card. It may or may not help later, so that's why I didn't put that in there. Counter spell, counter target spell. Love the artwork on that, just beautiful. So that's a rare. Lightning Bolt. Lightning Bolt deals 3 damage to any target. Got that. I really like that art too. Inquisition of Kozilek. Love this card. Target player reveals their hand. You choose a non-land card from it with mana value 3 or less. That player discards that card. Get rid of something early. Maybe a counter spell or something like that. If they're tapped out, do that turn 1 if you get to go first. And you could prevent some counters or whatever their shenanigans they're trying to pull. Blot Out the Sky. Mythic there. Create X tapped 2/1 white and black inkling creature tokens with flying. If X is 6 or more, destroy all non-creature non-land permanents. So get rid of Planeswalker, get rid of artifacts. If they have something like Banishing Light on the field, you take care of that. So that's a really good card. And I got 2 of those, by the way. Leave a comment in the video, and yeah, I'd like to hear from you guys. What do you think of the Strixhaven set? Is it strong? Is it weak? Is it somewhere in between? What do you think? Plex Vesting Pest. Other pests, bats, insects, snakes, and spiders you control get +1/+1. When Plex Vesting Pest dies, you gain 4 life. So on Arena, I need to try a deck that only consists of pests, bats, insects, snakes, and spiders. So that's pretty cool. I have 2 of those. This other one is actually yeah, that's right, a foil version of it. I pulled that from the same box. Day of Judgment. Destroy all creatures. Mythic, only 4 mana cost. Should be more expensive than that, but that's a really good card. I love the artwork on that. So I got the legendary creature Elder Dragon, Flying Vigilance Haste. Whenever he attacks, look at the top 7 cards of your library. You may cast an instant sorcery spell with mana value less than or equal to the power. So 5 or less. So if you buff this, you can go even higher than that. We also pulled a Wandering Archaic. Whenever your opponent casts an instant sorcery spell, they may pay 2. If they don't, you may copy that spell. You may choose new targets for the copy. And our big pull, Kozilek, Butcher of Truth. Reserved list. Whenever you cast a spell, draw 4 cards. Annihilator 4. Whenever this creature attacks, defending player sacrifices 4 permanents. Whenever it is put into a graveyard from anywhere, its owner shuffles or graveyard library. So it's really hard to die. And it is $80 card right now. I got a signed card that came in there. And this came from a pre-release kit, believe it or not. Demonic Tutor. I picked that up in a pre-release kit. I wasn't going to buy one. It was just kind of a spur-of-the-moment thing. But search your library for a card. Put the card in your hand, the shuffle. Very good mythic, only 2 mana. Very powerful. So that's some of the good hits I've had. I have one more hit, but I want to talk to you guys. I built a deck around Strixhaven. I went Witherbloom, which was also the pre-release kit, by the way. Witherbloom. It was only, I think it was 25. Okay, so Ringmate's Servant, whenever enters the battlefield, you gain 2 life. Awesome. Running 2 of those, maybe more. Let's see. It infused with Vitality. Till end of turn, target creature gains Death Touch, and when this creature dies, return to the battlefield tapped under its owner's control, you gain 2 life. So they're going to kill something, just bring it back and gain 2 life. That could help you. Letter of Acceptance, I put it in there because it reminds me of Hogwarts. Add 1 mana of any color, sacrifice Letter of Acceptance, draw a card. So pretty cool there. Devouring Tendrils, target creature you control deals damage equal to its power to target creature or planeswalker you don't control. When this permanent you don't control dies, this turn you gain 2 life. I wish it was instant, but it's not, and that's okay. Agonizing Remorse. Target opponent reveals their hand. You choose a non-land card from it or a card from their graveyard. Exile that card. You lose 1 life. I'm running 2 copies of that in this deck. Professor of Zoomancy. Whenever Professor of Zoomancy enters the battlefield, create a 1/1 black and green pest creature token. When this creature dies, you gain 1 life. Augmenter Pugilist. Trample. As long as you control 8 or more lands, Augmenter Pugilist gets +5/+5, so you become an 8/8 if you have 8 lands. Another Infused with Vitality, as you've seen before. Here, we're just going to set it there. Gnarled Professor. Whenever Gnarled Professor enters the battlefield, learn. You may reveal a lesson card you own from outside the game and put it into your hand or discard a card to draw a card. So I did build a 15-card side deck because of the learn mechanic. Trample Lifelink. Moldering Karok. Only 4 mana for 3/3, and he has Trample Lifelink. 2 of those. Another Professor there. Witherbloom Pledge Mage. Whenever you cast or copy an instant sorcery spell, you gain 1 life. So I really like the life gain. Another Professor there. It's good to have those since he's only a common. Witherbloom again. Pledge Mage. Honor Troll. Almost sounds like Honor Roll. Vigilance. If you gain life, you may gain that life +1 instead. Honor Troll gets +2/+1 as long as you have 25 or more life. Like that card. Daemogoth Woe Eater. At the beginning of your upkeep, sacrifice a creature. When you sacrifice this card, each opponent discards a card. You draw a card and you gain 2 life. That's really awesome. And whenever a creature dies, gain a life, you can sacrifice Pest for a while. Blood Researcher. Vampire Druid Menace. This creature can be blocked except by 2 or more creatures. Whenever you gain life, put a +1/+1 counter on it. So I'm running 1, 2, 3, 4 copies of that. Pretty good card. Another Witherbloom Pledge Mage. Callous Blood Mage. When Callous Blood Mage enters the battlefield, choose 1. You can create a 1/1 black and green pest creature token. When this creature dies, you gain 1 life. Or you draw a card and you lose 1 life. Or exile target player's graveyard. So if they're pulling a lot of shenanigans or bringing stuff back from the grave, you just exile their grave. Village Rites. Uncommon there. As additional cost to cast a spell, sacrifice a creature, draw 2 cards. So you literally just sacrifice your pest, gain the life of that. I'll save that card for last to show you. Let's see. Weather the Storm. You gain 3 life. Whenever you cast a spell, copy it for each spell cast before it this turn. Harmonize. Love the art there by Carly. Draw 3 cards. Strixhaven Stadium. Okay. Add a mana. Put a point counter on Strixhaven Stadium. Or you tap it, add mana. Whenever a creature deals combat damage to you, remove a point counter from Strixhaven Stadium. Whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to an opponent, put a point counter on it. Then if it has 10 or more point counters on it, remove them all, and that player loses the game. So I can beat them that way. Hunt for Specimens. Create a 1/1 black and green pest creature tokens. When this creature dies, you gain 1 life. Another one of those. Cram Session. You gain 4 life. Learn. So pull the lesson card from outside the game. 2 more Hunt for Specimens. So I'm running a whole playset of those. Tend the Pest. As an additional cost to cast a spell, sacrifice a creature. Create X 1/1 black and green pest creature tokens when this creature dies, you gain 1 life, where X is the sacrificed creature's power. Witherbloom Campus gives us the mana, either a swamp or a forest, so it's up to us what we want. Let's see, got some basic lands, of course, just to get the deck. It's full mana. I ran 24 mana in there. I have a side deck, but the last card in the main deck I want to show you guys was my big pull from my set box, besides Kozilek. Boom, there she is. The one card I wanted from the set, I got it my first try. Wasn't even thinking of her, and she pulled up. That's how you get cards you want. Don't even think about them. It's kind of like a certain club. We don't talk about that. Professor Onyx, better known as Liliana. Whenever you cast or copy an instant sorcery spell, each opponent loses 2 life and you gain 2 life. They're saying she's not that strong, but her -8 ability, woo, +1, you lose 1 life. Look at the top 3 cards of your library. Put 1 of them into your hand and the rest into your grave. Pretty cool. And if with Liliana stuff, bring stuff back from the dead. Each -3, each opponent sacrifices a creature with the greatest power among creatures that players control. -8, each opponent may discard a card. If they don't, they lose 3 life. Repeat this process 6 times. Pretty strong stuff. What are your thoughts on Strixhaven? I'm curious to see. And tomorrow we will be opening packs, 5 packs of the draft packs for Strixhaven. That's all I have for this video. Thanks for tuning in. Billy with the Broship of the Nerds.